Chapter 5, Cell, the fundamental unit of life. The first topic we will discuss, what is a cell made up of? A typical eukaryotic cell has three main components. Number one is the plasma membrane or cell membrane. Number two is the nucleus. And number three is the cytoplasm. We will discuss these three components in detail. First, plasma membrane. It is also known as cell membrane. It is the outermost, delicate, elastic membranous covering of the cell that separates its contents from the external environment. It means that plasma membrane, it separates the cell from the external surroundings. It is a living flexible membrane and it is made up of lipids and proteins. The contents of the cell limited by the plasma membrane is called protoplasm. Protoplasm means nucleus and cytoplasm. Nucleus and cytoplasm together, it is called the protoplasm. Now we will discuss the functions of plasma membrane. The first function is that it provides shape to the cell. Second, it protects the cell from injury. Third, it is a selectively permeable membrane. That is, it regulates the flow of selected materials into and out of the cell. Plasma membrane is a very important part of the cell because it is called selectively permeable. It means that it allows only certain substance to pass in and out of the cell easily. The movement of materials through the plasma membrane involves two mechanisms. First is the passive transport and second is the active transport. Passive transport is the passage of materials without expenditure of energy. It is of two types. Number one is the diffusion and number two is the osmosis. Diffusion, first we will discuss diffusion, that it is the movement of materials like solid, liquid and gas from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration so as to spread uniformly in the given space. For example, burning of incense stick. You have noticed that when we burn incense stick in one corner of the room, the smell gets spread to the entire room. Why this happens? This happens because the particles of gas, they diffuse easily from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration so as to distribute uniformly in the entire space. Metabolic gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen move in and out of the cell by the process of diffusion. Dear students, you know that oxygen, it is used up in the process of respiration. So the amount of oxygen inside the cell decreases while the concentration of oxygen outside the cell is more. So what happens? Oxygen from the outside environment get inside the cell. Similarly, the carbon dioxide, its concentration is more inside the cell and less outside the cell. So carbon dioxide diffuse from the inside of the cell to the outside. And this is process is the diffusion. Now the second is the osmosis. It is the process of movement of water molecules across the semi-permeable membrane which do not allow the passage of solute from the region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Osmosis and diffusion. In osmosis, there is a role of semi-permeable membrane. You have learned that plasma membrane is the semi-permeable membrane, so it allows only the solvent molecules to pass through the membrane easily, while the solute particles, they do not pass. And this is called the osmosis. Example of osmosis, the roots of the plant absorb water from the soil by the process of osmosis. And osmosis, it is of two types. Number one is the endosmosis and number two is the exosmosis. When the water molecules get inside the cell through the semi-permeable plasma membrane, it is called endosmosis. And when the water molecules come outside of the cell through the semi-permeable plasma membrane, it is called exosmosis. Now, the next topic we will discuss, cell placed in solution. In this case, we will discuss that what happens when we keep plant and animal cells in salt or sugar solution. The solution will behave in one of the following ways. Now we will discuss the three types of solution. First is the hypotonic solution. The external solution is dilute as compared to cell interior. Plasma membrane is semi-permeable. It allows the passage of water in both directions. Due to difference in concentration of water molecules, there is net flow of water into the cell, and this is called endosmosis. As a result, the cell swell up. From the diagram also, you can see that this is the first situation, that is the solution is hypotonic solution. It means the outside solution has higher concentration of water as compared to the cell inside. So what happens when the solution is hypotonic? More water will go from outside to the inside of the cell. And as a result, what will happen? The cell will swell up. The cell size will increase. And this condition is called endosmosis. Now the second is isotonic solution. The external solution has the same concentration as that of cell contents. Therefore, water content is equal on both sides. The amount of water going inside the cell is equal to the amount of water going out of the cell. As a result, the size of the cell remains the same. You can see from the second figure that the solution is isotonic. It means that the external solution has same concentration as that of the cell contents. Therefore, the movement of water is equal. The water molecules, the amount of water going inside the cell and the water molecules coming out of the cell will be the same. And the size of the cell will remain the same. It will not change. Now the third situation is when we place the cell in hypertonic solution. The external solution has more osmotic concentration as compared to cell interior. There is less concentration of water in the outside solution as more concentration of water inside the cell. So water flows from the cell to the outside. As a result, the cell shrinks in size. This is called exosmosis. In plant cells, the shrinking protoplasm will contract from the cell wall and it is called plasmolysis. So what happens when we place the cell in hypertonic solution? The external solution has more osmotic concentration. The external solution has more osmotic concentration as compared to the cell interior. So the concentration of water inside the cell is more as compared to the outside of the cell. As we know that the plasma membrane is semi-permeable membrane, in this case more water will come from inside to the outside solution, and as a result the cell will shrink in size, and this is called exosmosis. The shrinking protoplasm in plant cells, the shrinking protoplasm contract from the cell wall and it is called plasmolysis.